It got a little heated.
I loved it. Have Nadolski and Beasley going at each other.
No, both very good friends of mine. I'm like, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, we are up on Zoom. Live, we are live.
We are good. It's 5 minutes here, so go ahead and get started.
Yeah, I think we can. Oh, for just a second.
He's just in the bathroom.
What keep going?
Yeah, he's in the bathroom.
Okay. You came in, because I, oh, man.
14th.
14.
D-Day. I can't keep testing.
D-Day, yeah.
Today was
Something important.
Facebook got up and watched it. I ended up watching it all. Yes.
I am such a history lover. I'm with you, Andy. It's nerd out every year on all the.
That's one place.
I want to go too.
Okay, are we live?
We are live. We are up.
Are we recording?
We are not recording. We are almost recording. We are now recording. Thank you for asking.
We'd
I don't
like
understand.
to welcome all those in attendance for our planning Pleasant Planning Commission meeting for June 6th, 2024. It is 6:04. We'll go ahead and get started a couple minutes later. I'd like to go ahead and offer the pledge of allegiance and open prayer meeting of expression of thought. All those who would please join me in our eyes for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our dear kind Heavenly Father, we are so thankful to be this day, for the opportunity that we have, citizens of this great community, to come before as a community to better our community, to solve the problems and to help alleviate any issues that are outstanding. We ask that you guide us this night that we may be able to help those in need. We ask you to bless our fire and our policemen and military as they so diligently serve our community, our state, and our nation. We ask you to watch over the citizens of this community and see you help us in Jesus Christ. Okay, first of all, those who've had a chance to see the agenda for this evening, anyone please do make a declaration of confidence of interest. Hearing none, we will go ahead and for the minutes, just for the record, we have Julie, Maya, Dean, Sean, and Andy in attendance at this time. We have meeting minutes for consideration for meeting minutes. For May 2nd. Do we have any changes or updates that need to be made to these at this time? If not, we have a motion to approve the minutes. I'll motion to approve the minutes from April 18th, 2024 and May 2nd. Please make a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
On the second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous. We'll move on. We have one item of business tonight, the administrative items. Consideration and action on 4150 North subdivision first amendment lot line adjustment. Go ahead and turn the time over to staff to present this.
So this is, again, it's a lot line adjustment. It's relatively simple. Could you pull up the file and find that right there? The
Top one?
problem, yeah.
Yep, no problem.
Get that displayed. This is a really simple adjustment. There's two main things that need to be considered.
Want the map up or start with the memo?
You can go to the map.
Okay.
And So first of all, for changing a subdivision plat, this is an existing subdivision plat, a couple of lot lines are being adjusted. And the planning commission is the land use authority for this type of adjustment to a plat. This is known as a lot line adjustment. And under city code, it qualifies as a lot line adjustment. Under state code, it also qualifies as a lot line adjustment, but is under a section that is for subdivision amendments. But that section includes lot line adjustments. So there is a standard that in our code that says side lot lines of lots shall be at approximately right angles or radial to the street line. And it's important to note, could you scroll down to the last page of the document?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, right there.
Oh,
So,
this right here?
no, to the actual plat. So and then zoom in on the side lot
We're
line.
upside down. Do you want me to flip it or no?
No, I think it's good the way it is.
Okay.
Thanks though. And then if you zoom into the shared side lot line, you'll notice a faint two lines that are to the right of the darker black line. Those are the existing side lot lines for the property. And so I guess I'll start with the fact that the way that this is written, it's not exactly the most enforceable language, using the term approximately, but at the same time, it's the proposed adjustment it's technically on this standard, could be considered legal non-conforming. So it's already legal, it's been approved, we can't take that back. What matters is whether any changes get closer to consistency or compliance with the law or farther away. Staff would argue that this is either neutral or gets it closer to compliance with the ordinance. So for that reason, as well as the fact that the language is, there's not like a specified angle at which it defines approximate as. And so staff recommends that this is not a decrease in conformity. It's either neutral or an increase in consistency or conformity to the ordinance, and that therefore that the planning commission should be able to approve this proposed change to the lots. The second standard is simply that with any lots that are created in a subdivision or subdivision amendment, this is in the RE20 zone, and in that zone, the lots need to stay at 20,000 square feet or greater. Both of them end up at above 20,000 square feet. The lot 4 to the west or the right of the screen is about 26,000, and lot 6 will go to about 20,250. I can't remember the exact number, but it's above. Okay, so it's above 20,000 square feet. So, staff recommends that the planning commission approve this subdivision amendment plat, subject to the following conditions: that any other adjustments necessary to record the plat in accordance with city ordinances are enacted, that the applicant needs to work with the Weber County Surveyor's Office regarding any adjustments to the plat until the plat is recorded, and then the applicant should include, this last one is actually, let's see. No, that's correct. Applicant should include a description noting the differences between the amended plat and the original plat if this information is not included already. That may be something that will be part of the Weber County Surveyor's Office review. And then conditions of the engineer's review memo or comments. And then staff would request that public utility easements along the side and rear property lines be removed from the plat if they're not being used or anticipated to be used, I would add. And that actually acts in the property owner's best interest in the future. If either yourself or the neighboring property owner want to build a shed or any other accessory building, it makes it easier to do that. Otherwise, you have to go to the utility companies and get a release. And so it's a lot easier to do it here on a plat. So staff would recommend that that those utility easements along the side and I'll say the non-street facing side property lines and the rear property lines be removed from the plat if they're not being used or anticipated to be used.
Okay, question for staff. This time?
Yeah, is it the same one for lot 4 and 5?
Yes,
And
they're in preparation to sell one of them, but currently they're the same one.
I'm trying to remember when this came to us. It seemed like we questioned why they did that, and for some reason I had in my mind, one of our big questions was making sure that we had the 100, frontage. And then the other part was, there's no buildings on that at this time, right? And it
Not on
just
the,
seemed-
not on the
seemed
corner.
like they did that so they could create something, enough space to create a shed or a garage or whatever was planned.
It was a driveway.
Was that, it just seemed, I'm just trying to remember from back
It was
then.
a driveway and then.
Could I get you to come to this podium and just state your name and address? And how we could have it.
Is the mic on?
I think it's,
Yeah, my name is Christine Stokes. And so it was a driveway. And so we wanted to bring our driveway in so it wasn't so steep. So we bought the corner portion from the developer. And then we purchased the lot later, like a couple years later. So
So now, no longer the need for that requirement.
no, we wanted to just make it straight rather than to be jagged the way it was. And that's why we're doing it, basically. And we've landscaped it to be straight.
Okay, any other questions for the petitioner? No. Okay, that makes sense. I just remember there's something to do with a specific reason why that, and we just had a question. And then, Brandon, just a question on easements. This is the new drawing with the easements down that lot line. With the old easements, John, do we need to clear up? I mean, the old easements would have been, what, 10 feet on either
Yeah.
side, and then it would have been
so
to that.
those are automatically vacated if they're not shown on the new plat.
But is there, I guess my question is there anything that's already used in it? Yes, it's vacated on the plot, but if we already have
Right.
utilities down in it, we wouldn't notice.
Not to my knowledge, and it's highly unlikely. We've done the noticing that we needed to for this, so. But it's extremely unlikely that anything's in there. They're hardly ever used on the side property lines or the rear property lines. So,
And obviously lot 5's a little bit different with the side property lines, because you've got one that's adjacent to the road here, so that one would be a little bit different, but yeah, I think kind of cleaning some of these up.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure that it did throw foul on the easement.
but my recommendation is, even on this plat, that any of the non-street facing side easements along non-street facing side property lines in the rear be removed, just for future
But
convenience.
wouldn't they have to petition that to the utility company? Just because they abolish it doesn't mean anything, right?
No, it does mean something when you're doing a plat. That it's the one way that's easy to do it is when you're doing a plat amendment.
Okay.
So,
Any other questions for petitioner? Anything for staff? Thank you very much. We do not need to open this for a public hearing. And so if there's no other discussion items or questions, we absolutely would like to information.
I'm motion to approve as presented by staff.
Anybody with a motion to approve, we're approving by, do we have a second?
I'll second.
John, a second. Any discussion on the topic? All in favor, say aye.
Clarification.
Aye. Any opposed?
That includes the second one.
he said
As presented by staff, I was listening.
Okay,
So yeah.
Sorry.
I think we're covered.
it's been a long week, so my listening is not as good. I'm like, I just want to make sure we get it all on.
Well, that's what we say, as staff presented. Yeah, that's what it says, it's staff presented.
Julie's with me on this. We're both
I
lost. No.
think we're covered because it's covered the staff.
Yeah.
Presentation.
Yeah.
And Brandon, we're so critical to this.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. Finish up the staff.
Thank you.
Good for the night.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you for everybody's coming. This is great. I like this.
I know.
Very nice. Let's jump into just a few minutes, 5 minutes to finish up here. Remarks and commissioners inwards to staff thoughts. I know Julie had something that she'd like to cover, but we'll try to keep this
I'll keep it short. Couple of things though that I would cover. You know, when Brandon was talking about the last one, we got, the language is not specified, it's approximate, it sounds legally ambiguous. Should we go back and look at that language? I mean, on this one, it was not a big deal. But anytime you are telling us that the language is not specific, then maybe we ought to look at the ordinance, the way it's written, and see if it needs to be cleaned up. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, I think the direction from staff's really helpful there because I think sometimes it depends. And I don't mean that to be facetious, but it's like there's things in the code that are intentionally ambiguous or maybe don't cause, but like in this instance, you're absolutely right. I think there's times where that may come into play. And so I don't think it matters that it wasn't in the motion, but I think sometimes you can include that in your motion as well. I think the planner does a great job. Brandon does a tremendous job coming up with those conditions of approval. But if there's other things you want to add on there, like let's relook at the ordinance, please bring those up. I think that's an excellent point.
No, I mean, this one is really clear cut.
But not all of them are.
And then it's like, well, it's ambiguous, it was approximate. So.
Yeah. It's a good point.
If the lots have been reversed, just as a G whiz fact. So let's say the house was built on 5. Then they would actually have to have permission from the mortgage company for that change. For the
Oh.
lots. Because it changes the valuation of the property.
Oh, interesting.
So, but were they on both lots and it didn't change the valuation of the lot? It didn't change the mortgage valuation, then no harm found, but
We really are lucky this one was simple.
Is it, if there's a reduction in value?
Well, what if the same owner has 2 different mortgages?
it would still, the mortgage company still has to, the valuation is changed on the property itself, so when you lose.
Right, that's what I'm asking. If there are 2 different mortgages involved, then they would have to get
The
permission.
leasing one has to be notified that their valuation has changed, so. For example, let's just say that's all one lot, and they go ahead and split it, subdivide it, then they lop off 20,000 square feet, and they don't notify the lender can go close.
Wow.
It's pretty
But
powerful.
the burden is on the homeowner. Like,
And they can also require 100% of the proceeds that go from the sale of the land to go towards a mortgage to protect their position.
Wow.
Because they're
Interesting.
leveraged at a different dollar per square foot, right?
Yeah, changes the valuation.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just very $5 million hard.
Next time I buy property, I'm calling Dean.
Who learned the hard way?
It wasn't even for me, but I didn't do this, so.
And it's-
The example is they widened the road. And the state came in and they bought the front portion of the lot. And they paid like $30-something thousand for it. In the process, the mortgage company doing the valuations and stuff and their aerial photos and looking at the plots and stuff, they found out that the property would change, their where there was an equity position changed in their valuation, so they would, the homeowner would be required to give 100% of the sale of that land to the lender to protect it.
Oh, wow.
Not one dime was left. Not all, yeah.
But that eventually does benefit the homeowner.
I mean, would the bank's goal tend to be just maintaining, only being leveraged at a certain dollar per square foot?
Correct.
And then-
they're protecting their equity position.
But if that's satisfied, then they're not likely to take action.
Correct. But they were fully willing to foreclose based on the valuation change. If they didn't receive that, and they only gave them a certain amount of time because the transaction happened. Most of the money was spent, and it was several months later when all of this litigation started.
Hmm.
So I think we want to, 14 months to get it full.
Wow.
There you go. Gee whiz, now you know what you got out of that this morning.
Hey, you got us scared, Dean. No.
Any other,
Good way.
topics from the commission? From staff?
I just need to get, I think I have a couple of ethics pledges. I need to get one from everyone and then have another item I'll approach the remaining commissioner about, but I was waiting until after the meeting's over since it's personal information.
I have something too. Everyone may be excited and remembering and aware. There's something on the fourth Saturday of June. Anybody know?
The question was. Planning, or, penalty, right?
Yes.
And then the plans are,
So that's, I think, just getting the list of who wants to volunteer. If you've got spouses, kids, whoever you'd like to have involved. We'd love to, the poor Stokes, they're like all knee deep in this.
I think I'll be in the We're down the street and-
Do you even get like a 30-minute break on Founder's Day? Dean, you and Becky are just
Yeah.
running.
Set up the slides, you can buy yourself.
My kids have been talking about the slides for months now. When do we get this and the salmon?
Yeah, do you need like quality control volunteers?
Manya and I will come and
What
test.
time should we do that? In the morning?
Okay.
When is the parade? What-
It's at 10 and we'll have the 5K. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go grab, if you wanted, did you have another item or no?
I know.
I'm gonna grab really quick the flyers for everybody, so you guys have the schedule. But if you can please let me know, don't worry, they never have problems listening to me with the recordings. Council or planning, apparently I'm loud, but if you can please let me, do you give me a look? If you can let me know if you're planning to come, we'd love your help with the salmon bake or whatever point of the day. And then obviously we've got the parade, so if you're gonna be participating in the parade, I think Sarah contacted everybody, got shirt sizes.
I was just gonna ask, are they doing shirts again this year?
Yes, so do you, I don't know if she went with the size you did last year, or if you have a preference, get with me.
I think we probably the same day I did.
What they do that. Good for you.
Cheese here.
I don't know if it's-
Lots of planning. commission.
Yeah.
Okay, give you guys the schedule.
Who, just as a quick show, is everybody gonna be able to participate in I know my boy is planning on it. He was gonna come tonight.
Oh.
Getting tested one time for free. So-
You do entries in the parade.
So there-
To, like,
I don't know if it's too late. You contact Cindy Harrison, she's our rec director, and you can reach out to me and I can forward it to Cindy too, but I think we're getting close to the deadline, but or Councilmember Dave Marriott, he's the councilmember liaison for the parade. And they have an online entry form, so I don't know.
Did,
What the
were they able to get us a golf cart and see the logo of the team?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's-
And they'll have the candy.
Yeah.
Cindy's office is always covered in candy, whether it's Easter or Founder's Day. Always funny going down there and there's just, I know, I need my office covered in candy. Keep eating it all.
Stash.
Yeah, so thank you all for your
So
support.
we
with
should
that.
meet here as it starts at 10, but we start gathering about
9:30. Mhm.
9:40, so we will get ourselves in line.
Yep.
Hopefully they can stick us clear to that.
We don't do that again. We learned our lesson.
Yes,
I motion we adjourn the meeting.
Ooh.
I second, anybody in favor, all in favor, say aye.
I.
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Catch.
I need to talk